I didn't use the word pedophile and stuff like that. So, and I'm the one that's getting backlash for using that word, and you guys haven't heard that word come from my mouth.
So that word was really put on that situation by other parties, by someone else. Then basically,
I've never used. I've been consistent since 2019. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of backlash about the outfit thing, but my child wouldn't know the difference. She's gonna pause. She paused even in the beginning when they asked, whether what do you call him? She had to remember. I was again not making excuses, but I was really sick. I was pretty much dying at that time in my addiction. Still trying to parent the best that I.
peace community, peace community. If you're new, welcome to the community. If you're a part of the community, welcome back. Got the music in the background. You already know, man. You just heard part of a dialogue that I had here on Community with Misunderstood, who is involved with the situation with Uncle Shook. Now, what you just heard in this video is Misunderstood saying that she never said or called Uncle Suge a pedophile. All right. Why is this important? Why am I saying this? All right. Because sometimes we are using, not sometimes, a lot of times right now, we are using certain language to describe people, right, more assertively than the person who is the accuser of the person. Not to say that a person that's not the accuser of the person cannot make a better assessment than the person, right? Because that's also possible as well. Because sometimes you may not see something and somebody else may see something, right? But after even on the same interview, or not interview, but dialogue, because we were having this thing with Polite and she came on. So it's not like we had her on. She came into this panel. It was another 11-hour stream and we were streaming and she jumped on. On this stream, like I said, she expressed that she never used that language. And then you hear me say, so that means that you're saying that other parties and other people are the ones that said that. I didn't say assumed it, I said that said that, because that's what we would only make of that, right? Okay. So now who are said parties that have or are doing that? I can't say that, I feel like her story was weaponized. I believe that her interview was weaponized. I believe that her child's interview was weaponized by Sonetta, for a fact. I'll make a stance and say that. It was. When you listen to the interview, all you hear, the first words you hear from Sonetta's mouth is a little talking, and then you hear him say, this queen bee, right? She has nothing to do with said parties involved with a serious situation that you deem as a serious situation, right? So that alone struck me from the very beginning of that. And I feel, me personally, to have that video up still is really disrespectful. It's disrespectful to children, and it's disrespectful to all children anyway. Because as an adult, how can you conduct conversation on something that has something to do with children like that? Even when we are adults and we're in a room and children come around, we dress up our conversations, right? right? We tell the kids get out of here when certain things go, right? So it's no way, right? Because if Sa personally, right, this is truthfully, right? If Sa personally, right, want to help the child, right? Let's say this is a child, right? He's trying to help the child. This is a child that's been through a situation, right? How are you helping a child, right? Listen, this not even just a child, even if it's an adult. A person goes through a situation, right? You know how hard it is to express your situation at all? You know how hard it is just to open your mouth and speak about a situation just to one person, much less in front of people on a platform, a big platform at that? First of all, to speak about something traumatic that you've been through, right? Alone is a triumph, right? And a person, after maybe a long time of saying something or not saying something, right? Or the lack thereof, a person may feel like, damn, I've said this or I got this out of me. You know what I'm saying? And they say, you know what? Let me go back and look at my interview. When they go back and look and they press play, the first words that they hear is, nah, man, it's Queen B. Automatically, he's going off on his Queen B. Who is Queen B? Do this little girl know who Queen B is? Nah. Did the mother know who Queen B is, supposedly? Nah. He's talking about Queen's throne because she has a name, regardless if he has a beef or a problem with her. Right? So he goes right into this Queen's B, which is Queen's throne. And he also takes the time to get at a couple other individuals in the same interview where he's trying to help a child. So was the interview weaponized? Was the interview used? Yes. Misunderstood expressed to me and Angelica Diallo that she felt that her daughter answered correctly how she felt was correctly, regardless of who. However, who felt she stopped, she paused, maybe it was coerced or whatever the case. She said no. She said no. She said there was a thing about like the dress or something like that or some clothing. But I think she took the clothing from the child at the time, so the child really didn't know. So by the time she was speaking about it, she probably really didn't know. I think along the lines of something like that, because the child was younger at the time when that particular situation like happened. You know, I do want to say that I'm always for the protection of a child, you know, regardless of what the adults will have going on. The child is the focal point for me. You know what I mean? Especially me being a father of two children, one of whom was, you know, abused as a child by my son's mom. And when I went about going to seek justice, these people started lying on me and arresting me and doing bad stuff. And I had to arrest them too. But it's still a custody and still a battle. You know what I mean? And I'm going to keep battling as a father. So I do understand that battle. So, you know, my main focus is on the child, and my heart and empathy always goes with the child and the mother and everybody involved, because it's just a sad situation all around the board. You know what I'm saying? And when I said to Misunderstood on the panel, because, you know, I like to talk openly and honestly, you know, I said, like, even in this situation, right? Like it'll be you as a victim and him as a victim too, right? Because in his situation or in his mind, he'll feel he's a victim of this situation, right? Regardless if we feel or regardless of what side you feel, right? That person would be a victim too, right? Of a situation, right? Still a no, right? If any situation he's a victim of, the accuser never called him an actual pedophile. He was called a pedophile by other people. Sonetta, in closing, for a fact, publicized that. Called him a pedophile. He said that George Booker is worse than polite. And I asked Misunderstood, I said, how do you feel about Sonetta saying that? And then she asked me back a question. You could go on the stream. And when she later came back to the question, she said, back to the question that you asked me, Community. I said, hold on. I didn't ask you anything. I'm asking you about Sanetta's mind because what we were talking about when you joined us was Sanetta's mind of how he used this interview and what was his intention of doing this interview. And then I listened to Nampasha Da too. You know, when he came on saying the Queen's Bee and all of this stuff like that, I would have thought that Nampasha Da as a woman would have said, listen, chill right there because, at the end of the day, this is an interview with a little girl and all of this other stuff. And she's a woman, right? We have children, daughters, right? So why would she want to listen to that on a replay, right? See what I mean? You see why that video needs to be privatized, Sa? You see what I'm saying? You came on a video that was supposed to help a girl, a little child, but weaponized it against multiple other people that had nothing to do with the actual case or the actual situation. And on that situation, that same particular person who is the accuser said that they never said that they called that person a pedophile. So how do you come to that assessment? And that's for Sananda. How does Sanetta come to that assessment that when misunderstood, which is the child's mother, said she explained exactly what she felt and exactly what she felt about the situation. And she said, I feel that it was a grooming situation. He was trying to groom my child. That's a fine line. Pedophilia is something in the mind. Pedophilia is a mental thing. It's a sickness. You hear what I'm saying to you? That is a sickness in your mind. So we have to think clearly about stuff, right? Not to say anybody's this or no one's that, because I'm not nobody to assess who is what. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to assess who's what. My platform is meant to lift people's voices. Everybody got situations. Somebody may come and talk about their superhero. You know what I mean? I don't really go into, I ask questions that I feel I want to know. If it's coming down to certain things, I do. You know what I mean? But here, I just want people to feel free enough to speak their minds and say whatever it is. Just like how I opened the platform to her. Then any parties involved, like when Sister Nandy or Sister Noble was up here and Nepal was in the chat, I extended the platform to Nepal. I said, listen, you could come up here and speak for yourself, but you want me to weaponize me against them. I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? You can come and speak for yourself. I'm not saying nobody disrespect nobody, but guess what? If you want to come and speak for yourself, I advise you to speak on your own platform by yourself. Right here, or speak here by yourself, not with no one else. Because at the end of the day, it's about getting down to topics and it's getting down to matters. And I don't really joke with the situations. You don't see me joking and being on jokey shit because these situations are really not jokey. You know what I mean? This is real situations. We're talking about people's livelihoods. We're talking about people's children here. Misunderstood did express to me that, Suge said that he was going to put the kids' heads on adult bodies. And she asked me in that stream, how did I feel about that? And I said that I feel that's crazy, period. I think that was my response to it at the time. You know what I mean? But I think thoughts like that are very sick. You know what I mean? Being honest. You know what I mean? It's not that something that I would think to do. Even I'm coming from the streets. You know what I mean? Literally, like a year and a half ago, I was selling coke. I was selling crack. You know what I'm saying? With guns and everything, doing all that shit that people run around celebrating. You know what I mean? And even in my sickest place where people did some sick shit and try to fucking do foul shit, and I ran down and did some of the foulest shit to them. I never thought about doing stuff like that. Like I come from a place, in an old school place where the old school OGs told me, like, you know what I mean? You don't do certain shit around the women, the children and shit. If you got beef with a guy, you don't come around, you spin the block. If you come around looking for his ass right there, his kids and shit there, then you spin. You spin back. Well, spirits of the ancestors, something must have got them. They saved them. And that's how that go. But right now we in a day and age where the shit is just going sporadic. And we do got to come back to some of the old, you know what I mean? The old cloths with some of that. We do, you know what I'm saying? Like really leaving children out of situations, especially situations that got shit to do with the adults that don't have nothing to do with children. And then basically when we dealing with situations that could be possible Like pedophilia situations, molestation type of situations, I think we should refrain from the children type situations. You know what I mean? What people do at the adults, I don't condone that either, because I think, where does any of this shit get us as, period? You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, it's like everybody else is just looking for a story to cover. You know what I'm saying? They're looking for a story to cover. You know what I mean? And me personally, you know what I mean, me speaking to Misunderstood, you know what I mean, for a couple of days, I told her, you know what I mean, I think that you should back away from all of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, really stay out of all of that. Like, honestly, you feel me? Stay away from this. Like, first of all, because it's not helping. You know what I'm saying? And I wish that in any way, if I could help, like, stop this shit between you and Suge, and stop this shit, because at the end of the day, what the fuck? Like, who is it helping? Like, literally, who is this shit helping? Because at the end of the day, regardless of what, right? Content is being made and made on the internet, right? Her daughter is still growing up. Her daughter is still watching YouTube. So content is being put up on all sides, and it's still going to affect her. So whether people believe or not, she was being traumatized or hurt then. She's being traumatized or hurt right now in front of all of our eyes. Right now, at this very moment. By multiple parties. By multiple parties. And we are talking about a child. We have to understand that we are talking about a child. You know what I'm saying? So when you think about stuff like that, you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. And some people have children and they're leaving crazy comments and they're doing crazy shit on their channels and on their pages and shit. Think about that. Think about one day that she, her daughter, I mean, can go on internet because her mother be on internet. All right. I think at a time she should take a break from the internet because this shit is too much. Or if not, stay away from all of that content. Create what you're creating. Do the sobriety. Work on your sobriety. How can you work on your sobriety and you're so mixed up into things that's so tense and it's like making you anxious all the time? I'm dealing with sobriety. I have stopped drinking and smoking cigarettes and stopped selling crack all in the same time. You hear what I'm saying to you? I felt the temptations to go back and get money. I feel the temptations to drink sometime. I got bottles of champagne right there in the next room. I like drinking Moet. I like it. I don't like any other ones. I like Moet, red, champagne. I like that. Right? So I understand. So you see me here, I'm trying to be cool. I be tense. I be ready to jump on a nigga Kofi. What is wrong with you? I get that. But how does that help the sobriety? Is my question. Because I don't believe that could help sobriety. Because I'm a person that's dealing with sobriety. And then again, that comes back to affect who? The children, you know? So when I stepped on the panel of 10 Toes Down, you know what I mean? Which is this vibe, he came on my panel and topped and, you know, it's extended and it's open. I just seen a sister speak on a story. I don't follow all of the stories of Backstep. I don't know that. Like, I didn't even know about the beef sector. I just was watching some beef sector video all about the shit. This shit said 2019. I'm like, damn, that shit bad. Bro, I don't even know. These people, I don't know. Facts. I didn't know. I heard a sister talking her story. And she was talking about going through drugs and, I mean, standing up and doing positive stuff and coming back from that shit, man. Like, I'm coming from selling drugs and helping people to stop doing that and helping some of my people to stop selling drugs and helping people to stop using drugs. And this is what I'm doing in my community right now. And I've been doing right now for the 10th of time in the span of the time that I've stopped. So I'm not saying been, because been is too long for me to put it on top of that. Because I only stopped selling drugs about a year and a half now. You know what I mean? But I've been moving in that time. You see what I'm saying? And I just don't think that that was helpful. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that the internet And sometimes I think like this, right? Sometimes situations are meant for us to sometimes step in and help sometimes, right? Not because we want something, not because it helps us, not because any of those things. It's just that coming from a place where the littlest of situations and the smallest situations turn to trigger pulls and people are gone. Facts. You know, so many people want to see a fight. So many people want to play Don King. They want to see the fight. They want to see that people go at it. They want to see, hey, Suge and misunderstood. And that's what they want to see. And they don't care about the daughter and the son. They don't care about his kids. They don't care about shit. They don't care about none of that shit. None of it. But I feel that if the two parties stop making content about each other, that regardless of what the other parties want to say, they're going to be having to share old content. And that shit going to be stopped after a while because this internet shit move on and they're going to be moving on to some other shit. Because I feel like the situation was weaponized really as it is now to take away from the light from polite situation. And that's what I feel that Sanetter is guilty of, me personally. And this is what I'm going to say. I'm disappointed in you, Sa, because you came and expressed your disappointment to me in my panel when I never did, right? As a grown man. So as a grown man, I'll tell you now my disappointments in you. And this is one of them. I have a few, and I'll be getting into them in later streams. And you ain't got to worry about taking on the channel because I removed all your content off my pages. And I have 25 YouTube pages. Okay, Sa? All right. So just understand that. And I recently did that. I didn't do that because you said you was disappointed. I just did this like 2 days ago. You said that a couple weeks ago. You see how that works? And I didn't make a video about you. But I think that it was wrong how you weaponized the interview. I think it's wrong that you use words that even misunderstood didn't use. Misunderstood also felt it was wrong for a person to take those situations and say one is better than the other. She said none of them is right. But do I feel that, am I comparing my daughter's situation to Polite's victim situation? No, because that victim received physical and physical harm and this and that. And she started speaking. And I said, you know what, sister, I commend you on that. I understand that. And I kind of agree with you there too. And even when she said the thing with Suge about the pedophile, and I said, after this, I'll play a little bit more of this video and I'm going to play it for you. And I'm going to say, you know what? I think it's very big of you to express something like this, especially in the wake of all of this that's going on, especially Suge be doing videos all the time too, still busting shots as he do them, all that. And you still saying what you're saying. That's why I said, you know what? When a person says things like that, I got to take sometimes the things that they saying as pure and genuine. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't think she's a liar. I don't think she's a liar. Like some people are making out to be a big liar. I don't think she's a liar. I don't, because I saw her give credit to in a situation, not to say it's credit to give any, because there's no credit here. This is a situation that is involving an abuse of a child or other things that's mentioned. So it's not a joke situation, is what I'm saying. You feel me? So there's no credit to give. But when we mad at each other, like, fuck you. If I'm mad, when we mad at each other, motherfucker be like, yo, that nigga's a thief. That nigga's a this, that. You be like, fuck, right? You know how I be. Motherfucker don't care about you, especially when you do shit to hurt people. And she's expressed that he stole and did all type of shit like that. She should be able to say, fuck him, right? And she still said, I think it's kind of wrong how people use the situation. She said, I never used those words. My story has been since the date that she said, the date in question that she named on this particular video. She said the date. If not, then go look at the full stream of this. This part of this occurs on that stream. It's an 11-hour stream. As soon as you go on my lives, it's an 11-hour stream and you can see the whole thing. Just go right to like the 4-hour and 30 minute, and you're going to see her talking about that. I think this moment right here is at 4 hours and 32 minutes on the last 11-hour stream. I really don't stream for long times, but it was a panel that we ended up talking, and then she ended up coming on, and it got a little tense. It got a little tense that because a lot of times dealing with people that been through situations, sometimes it's really really harsh, it's really hard, and it's really tense. But I just felt like that is a part of you know something that I think about the situation, because I spoke to her personally and she spoke that to me. You know what I mean? She said that to me and expressed that to me before she expressed that there. So I felt that that was something that needed to be expressed, and I didn't tell her to express it. When she spoke that to me and said, I never, like, people said things and stuff, I that struck like a big bell in my head, because everybody's putting them and nailing them to a cross and putting them next to polite. You know what I'm saying? So I think we need to question ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Did he probably take some shit from her? Yeah, probably did. I wasn't there, but I'm just saying. Probably did. You know what I'm saying? Was he fucked up? Probably was. Probably was. Was he inappropriate with the child? I'm gonna say yes to that. Yes, I'm gonna say yes, he was. Is he in a polite? Not confirmed. No. Not confirmed. No. I might get backlash for that one, but I will receive that for that one, because that's what I take from the situation, because I've allowed her to come on this panel, right, and express her story. It's not like someone received some backlash and no one told me. Like, the community is a place of love and no one has said anything. But the spirit inspiration come to me to create all the content that I do. And I wasn't going live. I just was on CCC TV the whole time and I was done. You know what I mean? And something came to me and said, you should do a video on that. And I was just going to come on and talk. And while I was titling it, something said, go to this part. Word. That's how my mind and the spirit of the ancestors and all that work with me. Something said, go to this part and do this and speak, and said, don't do a long video. So I thought that this video was going to be much more shorter than this, but how can I go shorter than explaining something? So I'm not putting a time frame on it, but that was my thinking when I went into doing this right now. But I think that during this time right now, it's a lot of distractions. It's a lot of people trying to distract us from the situations. People trying to throw alleged situations when we got confirmed situations. I think we need to situate our confirmed situations, and let's get to them other shits too. You feel me? If you want to get to them other shits too, get to them. I ain't knocking nobody. Get to them. You want to get to them. Everybody got ducks in a row. Everybody got ducks to get. I get it. Do what you do. Some people got gripes, personal. Remember, that's also a possibility. Some people got personal gripes, slander people and all that. That's a possibility. I'm not saying this. I'm just saying on this internet. On this internet. So we got to understand, like, don't just get caught up into the media circus. You know what I'm saying? Don't get caught up into the media circus. Because at the end of the day, Sinetta still has not deleted the polite videos. And we're going to talk about that. All right. So all the other shit is getting that conversation away from. If you say fuck him, you would delete his videos. Because I didn't say fuck Sa, but I deleted all of his. See how that works? Right now, it's kind of shaky ground you on with me, brother. So it's hard for me to support you right now. You're my brother, but it's just hard for me to support you. I don't have to get online and curse you and slander you. No, I don't. I would never do that. You're an elder to me too. So I get it. I get it. In the streets is a different thing with me. I'm talking to the OGs a different way too. And they're going to have to understand that. That's a fact. So why was the interview used in the manner that it was used in? So why did he say that George Booker is worse than Polite? Why in the same thing in the video right after that, he actually took away, speaking so fast, Sinetta actually took away from the claims that the girl, which is Polite's victim, actually made. He didn't even understand that. He didn't even understand that. Talking so fast, he didn't even understand that. He didn't understand I got the whole video. So he could do what he want to do. So I'm going to that. See? When people talk fast, they give themselves up. Sinetta did not give up on Polite. He did not say fuck Polite. He believed in Polite. He wanted Polite. He wanted Polite. Right? We all know it's until Polite didn't want to do what Polite was going to do is when Sinetta jumped ship on Polite. Period. And then said, yo, he could fuck him. Fuck him. Then the people come up with something to say he's saying fuck him, but this nigga kind of flip-floppy, right? This nigga all over the place, right? Man, fuck it, man. The people come up with something, not me, you know. The people. They on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Sinetta's a little older. I don't know if he's on all. You on Twitter? You on Facebook? You on Instagram? You on the feeds? Are you in them? Okay, cool then. So did you see them talking about you like that and saying that about you? And people mass liking that shit? Talking about getting you mass unsubscribing from you? Did you see that? No. I titled the stream, people are saying they want to mass unsubscribe from Sinetta. What do y'all think about that? And me and my great leaders in the chat is going to have a discussion. How we think about this. Did you hear me attack him on that stream? I didn't attack him. But these are questions that we have to ask. I watch Sinetta make videos on 1,000 people, bro, 1,000,000 people. I've been watching nigga from back in the days. What the fuck is wrong with him? What's wrong with him? I done see him wilding on people. What's wrong? Wrongfully. The other day I just see him call Doggy Diamonds, then apologize. What's wrong with him? In that same chat, Sinetta comes in my chat and tells me he's disappointed in me. Do you believe that? When we're talking about look at this distraction. The topic of this shit is saying, should we unsubscribe from your ass because you don't want to delete the polite videos? And you coming in my chat talking about you disappointed in me because I was on your platform. First of all, I was on your panel like everybody else was. You leave a StreamYard, somebody comes on. What are you talking about? You was on my panel. So what? Y'all was on my panel. Okay, what does that mean? What does that mean? You titled the stream and brought me in and what the fuck? Am I grateful? Of course. Of course. But should we look at that the same way like how you said you did that for Q Butter, but then he paid you to be on the shit? And the man is doing something for a school for black kids, man? Are you serious, man? So what are we talking about here, man? What are we talking about? On that same stream when I was on it for 2 minutes, 1 minute, I told him about giving him some of my hats. Not him giving me an opportunity. He asked me and told me, yo, you know I could do some advertisement for you, brother. That means I'd have put money in his pocket. The fuck is wrong? What happened? That ain't about, what are you saying? And did I call you about that opportunity? No, because I got my own advertisement. So it's not that serious to me. So what are you saying? You see? But at the end of the day, soon as you play the audio of the interview, he talk a little bit, and then it's Queen B. And then the part is talking, and he's like, thank you, King, and whatever she said. And I'm like, as a woman, she not gonna say, like, chill with the language, like, kind of dress it up, bro? As a woman, this is a little girl's interview. I don't care if it's pre-recorded. What about if the little girl want to watch or listen to her interview and hear how good she did or how bad she's done? Because we tend to do that when we speak openly, right? And it's recorded, or we videotape something, right? You do it as an adult, right? So she's a young girl, she can't do that? And you're a grandfather son at it, but you don't know that? But you disappointed in me, so I'm disappointed in you as a grandfather, sir. Because if that was your grandkids or your kids, that's what you would do with their interview. That's what you would say on the playback while you played their interview. So you can push a narrative into people's minds. Huh? What's next, huh? What's next? We seen the car. We seen all this shit going on. What's next? What's next? You going into suit and videos, Sarah. What's next? What's next? When you gonna delete the polite videos? Tell me that. Because that's what this is all about, right? That's why you're throwing it all on George Eugene Booker, the third or the second, whatever. I think he is second or the third. I don't know which one he is. Probably a third. The third. So he said his name is. He told 10 toes down. He said, nigga, my name is George Eugene Booker the second or the third. Fuck you talking about? What's your name now? So is that the reason why you're doing the thumbnail like that? I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm really, 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 really trying to figure it out, Ty. Because you're so disappointed in me. But I usually find the people that are disappointed in me can't find the ways to be disappointed in themselves when they really, really, really should be. Because I'm talking about a real individual that's in my family dealing with that same situation like you. And I was out in his ass today. And he's related to me, bro. I don't give a fuck. And he could come see me anytime he wanted to. I don't give a fuck. That's how I feel. Honestly. Honestly. See what I'm saying? Really. Personally. Where's she seated? What'd she do? So at the end of the day, what are we really on that? So do I feel Uncle Suge is a pedophile? No. Flat out no. Was he inappropriate with a child? To agree, if we agree with what Misunderstood said, we'd say yes. The child was young at the time. Child don't know. But we also have to take into play that she even said in that same thing I just played, her mind at the time, she didn't understand. You know, I think it was two men or one. But yeah, hold on, wait, let me get my mind together. I can't remember. She did say that on this same stream. That just like that, she said that. So we do know things will play with our minds. But she did see a message. And she did say that she ended up seeing a message afterwards on live. And I think he brought the messages up. And I think that's how she said she came about seeing these messages. Like he said that the messages was from her. But when she looked at the live or some shit like that, the actual messages were from her daughter or to her daughter or some shit. Some shit like that. So, you know, it's a lot of like wild shit. You know what I mean? And if it was our kid, it'd be all red flags to us. But sometimes if it ain't your kid, it ain't red flags to you. But if it's our kid, just imagine it be your kid. Should just turn red automatically. Red, 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 red. Red flag. What the fuck? I ain't gonna do this. What? Talking about it. What? Match it. You know what I'm saying? So you can't tell a person what to deem as red flags, especially a parent. And just because a parent's on drugs, that don't mean you can't tell them what they deem as red flags when it comes to their kids. Even though sometimes they might not see some of their own red flags when it comes to their kids. Because, you know, drugs can do that to you, right? Yes. But does that mean just because a person used drugs, they're not cognizant or they don't know something that's happening or they don't know what's going on? I was selling drugs. Motherfuckers be on it. Know what the fuck going on. You just told my dollar. Fuck you talking about? Motherfucker be knowing what's going on. Sometimes a motherfucker might be out of it, but due to another credit, I will mention this. She said many times she was out of it and Suge never did nothing. I do got to celebrate that. Because being on drugs is the perfect opportunity for a fucking person that's a predator, pedophile, perpetrating ass person will do it on them times. They want to give you the drugs and they want to do that shit. And those will be the times that the child will be like, yeah, they was trying to get close to me or do some weirdo shit. You see what I'm saying? Those be the times. So did Suge have ample opportunity, which is words out of her own mouth? Yes. But did she feel that he did that? No. You have to take that into consideration. Sorry, if this is in the community court, because I'm about to put the whole community court, not just for the pedophile. And I'm not for the pedophile, I mean for the polite shit. Shit is for everything. Just the community court, bring everything in this motherfucker. Just not limited to polite, because we got to be able to hold our own court. You know what I mean? And we will be doing that too as well. But remember, this is why it's hard to say certain things, because pedophilia is a sickness. It's a disease. It's an illness in your mind. It's a perversity of your mind. You see what I'm saying? So we got to be very careful when we just calling any old body just a pedophile all the time, bro. You have to be. But when you're doing weird shit, it's kind of hard sometimes to not, or to give you the benefit of a doubt sometimes, or to not cross release over the threshold of you being the actual like pedophile. Because that line is just like a very thin line. So you be like, weirdo shit, you over there. You know what I mean? Like it's like that. That's like that. You know what I'm saying? Like putting a kid's head on an adult body, even though you could say that's a joke, that won't be a joke to me. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. Kids are not a joke to me. So that could be deemed some fucking pedophile shit then. That could be some illness, sickness shit. See what I mean? Why it's sometimes so hard to classify some shit like this? Because it's a mental illness, mental sickness shit. It's a disease. You feel me? You see what I'm saying? It's a disease in your mind. So I don't know. I think everybody just need to do more research on the situation. And regardless of the research that you do on the situation, I think you need to always take this child into consideration. Know when you're posting a video, you're titling her mother. The child probably still watches Uncle Suge. That's why I would only hope that he stopped doing content on the mother. Because if he had any relationship with the mom, and it seems that he had a genuine relationship with everybody, right? It seems that he did. It seems that he had genuine caring for them, right? It seems in some ways he feels hurt. He might not admit that as a man, because you know what, men gonna go on with the bravado, but I feel in some ways he feels hurt. I do. And I think hurt people hurt people. I think he feels hurt. I know it sounds like a weak emotion. It sounds very sensitive, but I think that Suge feels hurt. I don't speak to him. I met Suge one time on a panel, just like how I spoke to Sai one time on a panel. Sai talking about he disappointed me. What the fuck? Son, I ain't fucking with my homeboys that I knew for 20 years right now. Them niggas up. I run down on one of them niggas right now. What are you talking about, bro? Am I disrespecting one of y'all? No. So what the fuck is we talking about? Like, this should be crazy to me what people be thinking of me. I don't know. But at the end of the day, if we're going to be honest, I'm going to speak out my mind. I'm going to speak what I feel is right. Not about what I think something is. I'm not chasing this. I'm not chasing that. That's why we created Hyde. I'm not chasing it. So at the end of the day, do your due research, do your due diligence on situations. Think about the daughter, okay? Think about the daughter right now, all right? Her name is out there. Everybody know. I don't want to get into all of those stuff. She's still a child. I don't care who mentions her name. That's y'all business. She's a child, but she exists, okay? She exists. All right. So think about her when you're doing videos. You know what I mean? Think about your titles. I know you want shock value, and this is what titling is about if you're a YouTube content creator and stuff like that. I get it. I'm a content creator. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But remember that you're aiding into the abuse of a child. Remember that you are too. The person that is posting videos is aiding to the abuse of the child. I just want you to know that. So you might be looking at Uncle Shug like that, or you looking at Mr. the Third like that, and you looking at this one like that, and that one like that. But what about you? What about your one video? I only did one video. Fuck y'all talking about. You act like I did it. No, son. That means you did one video with the bullshit. That means you were part of it too. The fuck? Think about that. Imagine the child or her see your video end up hurt themselves. That'd be crazy, right? How would you feel? Let's say all the bullying gets the misunderstood, right? And I don't speak to her. I'm not speaking with her. But at the end of the day, I'm just saying, this is another sister. Like Sugar's a brother, though. Regardless if we have uncles and brothers that do crazy shit sometimes too, but Sugar's a brother, right? Like she's a sister. Period. Now, let's say, based upon this situation, something bad happens to Sugar. Let's say, based upon this situation, something very bad happens to Misunderstood. Let's say, based upon this situation, something very bad happens to the very main and the sole real factor that we should be all protecting, which is the child. When I said Sugar or them, that was kind of crazy. Like, damn, something bad happened to them. It's crazy, right? Let's say something bad happens to the child. Let's say the child is watching these things and she feels stressed and something bad happens to her, bro. Things happen like this in our society. We as adults don't even talk about our own traumas and our own pain. Imagine our children. Imagine she's going through some stuff. Imagine the stuff that this child has been through right now. Her mother's very open, very honest about what she's been through, and I give her nothing but kudos for that. I salute her. That's what brought me on the panel. When I spoke to her, when I was, speaking on 10 toes. That's what brought me there. But from a child's perspective, you know what I mean? Her fight was a different fight. You see what I'm saying? Her fight is also a fight of triumph and triumph, the child. Because the mother's going through these places where she's doing drugs and she's doing that. You see what I'm saying? So imagine how the child had to be growing up. Imagine how strong she is. Or sometimes maybe how weak she is. Imagine how tough she probably feels she gotta be based on situations of her just growing up. Based on sometimes when her mom was weak in situations. How strong a child, especially sometimes if it's a mom, the girl child, sometimes you feel like you want to be strong if your mom is weak. You want to defend yourself. You want to defend your mom. Right? So sometimes we got to think about everything, man. We have to think about everything, you know? And we know for a fact that Brother Polite, was charged with a heinous crime. And like heinous ain't even a good enough word. It was just a word that just came in my head. But just a despicable crime. And every video that he posts, he's laughing and joking. He's talking about how much money he made and how much money he's making. Never once did he show any empathy for the child. That's sick shit. That's some sick shit to me. The point is, instead of sometimes us edging on situations, We need to come into situations to try to help them. I didn't come into this situation to slander either of these people. I didn't come into this situation to get with Nicole or do nothing like that. I didn't get into the situation to get at Suge or nothing. In these situations, right, it comes a part of time when we have to step in to stop shit in our community, right? The same way how we all gathered on this Polite situation. Whether Polite gets locked up or he doesn't, this thing has sparked something in us, which is making us come together. This is making us transcend all sectors. Because when I came into the YouTube thing, everybody in sectors, I've discovered that. I created one community because I'm not for the sector shit. So I'm going to be in any sector I want to be in. I'm not here for beef or drama. Any real drama, any drama with me, send me an address. We can meet up in the physical. That's how I deal with problems. I'm not with the dumb shit here. I'm not here to beef with anybody here. I'm not. If you have a physical problem with me, you let me know about the physical problem. And you can do that. You don't have to scream and do all these things and leave me a bunch of messages. We can figure that out. See how that works? It's very simple with stuff like that. I'm from a place in the streets and where people deal with things. And that's how they deal with shit. They don't talk too much. So if a person is talking too much, I already see what they want. You want attention. And the attention that you're going to get may not be from me, but it may be attention that you will not want. Because that's not what we're seeking. We're seeking situations. We are the top everything in this world. We buy everything. We do everything. So that means that we could come together and stop situations in our situations. Person's not good for our community. We could kick their ass out. Their ass would be everywhere they go. They're like, the fuck? That shit happened from fucking one YouTube video? Yes. Motherfuckers out. Nigga in the train station. Nigga like, ain't you from? Yeah, motherfucker. Get your ass out of here. See what I'm saying? We can bring our minds together. So one thing I can say, which is the only highlight out of this, because there's no highlights of the Polite situation, is that this is what it's doing. It's bringing us together. It has sectors that not a part of other sectors in. This is a merge happening. This was explained to me like this in that way today by CCCTV. Shout out to my girl CCCTV. Eugene. We on Eugene ass. He said, yeah, that's Polite middle name. Eugene. That's Polite's middle name. That's what you said, I think, right? I don't know. That's what you say. I think Polite's middle name is Eugene. But yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. This has gone longer than I wanted to go. I was planning to do a couple minutes, man. Most definitely. Oh, damn. Let me see. Damn, I even see my thing in the chat, dog. Let me drop my thing in the chat, dog. I was in the spirit, y'all. I was in the spirit, man. I most definitely just want to, you know what I mean? You know, shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to all of them, man. You know what I'm saying? And I just wish that we could get this situation quelled and get off the internet right now, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want nothing bad to happen to any of the parties involved. And sometimes it can happen like that. And then next thing you know, now we be here. Oh shit, something happened to Suge. You blaming her. Oh shit, something happened to her. You blaming Suge. Oh shit, something happened to the daughter. Now we blaming both of them. You see how we so switch-sidey? You be a straight Suge or misunderstood supporter. Something bad happened to any one of the other parties. And then you're going to flip-flop on that same person that you're a fan or follower of. I'm telling you, don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Don't. Telling you, don't believe it. So we got to come between certain situations and stop that shit, bro. And stop them shits, man. Because the videos need to stop on both sides, period. I try to get misunderstood to see that because I got a chance to speak to her. I never had a chance to speak to Suge since. I spoke to him one time on his panel. I created him an overlay screen. You know what I'm saying? That was the last time I spoke to Suge. And when I went to Suge's panel that day, I told him, like, yo, I came to your channel because a lot of people was just hating on you and shit like that. And that's why I went to Suge's page. I said, let me see you for myself. I wanted to check you out for myself. You know what I'm saying? And I checked him out for myself. And I was like, yo, I think you're cool. I think you're funny and I think you're cool. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, that's how I told him that day. I was like, you know, I just was good to see people for yourself and talk to them. You know what I mean? Even though I only spoke with him one time. But, you know, it's good to get a sense of someone for yourself sometime instead of just, you know what I mean, just believe in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? So all of the other history I found out throughout the developing weeks. Like after, you know what I mean, I went on the panel about all of this or that situation. I never knew about none of these things. So like I said, again, we're here to lift voices and, help people to speak to situations and feel empowered. Sometimes what people say here is you might feel like, damn, you know what I mean? But it's critical. We had a guy here that said we should exterminate a whole race. It's crazy. Did I tell him to say that? No. Where he came from with that? Did I bring him? No, he came on the panel just like I left the link just now for anybody to come up. CC, my girl, anybody come rock with me. You know how we do it. Come rock with me. Because we ain't got to talk about nothing. I'll switch the title on that. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about. It don't matter to me. But yeah, though. That's what it's about. Most definitely, it's just something I have to think about, and I expressed that to Misunderstood. I just, based on a couple of variables, what I'm saying, I have to think about those things. I have to. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I have to think about those things. Most definitely. I think that she's a smart person, though. I think she's a good person. I do. I see people saying bad stuff about people and saying bad stuff. Sometimes you got to get a chance to speak to people. Just like I said about Shug. When you speak to people, you get your own assessment of someone. And I don't think that they're bad people. I just think that they're caught up in a bad situation. This is a very bad situation, and they're just in the middle of it. And the internet is around it. Their situation. And I wish sometimes situations didn't play out on the internet. I wish they didn't. But sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. But we do have some sort of, power to, get this shit off of that. You know what I'm saying? Get that shit off of that because we got mad shit to do out here. You know what I'm saying? And I think that Suge's a good content creator. And I think that Misunderstood's a great content creator too. I think they're both great content creators. Suge do his little his chop up shits and, he's funny and shit like that. And, he got his fan base and Misunderstood does the sobriety. And I think that she's touching a lot of people. And, on the last stream that she came on, I actually saw moments of passion, especially just getting out the immediate situation of the sobriety and how her angle and how she speak about it. Cause in the community, we speak about different topics and we go around. And I was trying to give her some aspects on how she could talk about a couple of other topics sometimes. And, I got a chance to actually see that, naturally, because nothing planned when she was actually there on the live, what I'm saying, and she was speaking. So like I said, I think we have a lot of great content, but if we just more circle it around and globalize it around a little bit more, I think we'll get much more further. Everybody, not just Suge or Misunderstood. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Most definitely. I think that both can grow higher. You know what I'm saying? I think that they both can grow higher. You know what I'm saying? I just think that they both need to stop the content at each other. Nothing to say about that. Whatever situations need to happen, conversations need to happen behind screens or whatever needs to happen off of the internet, then let that be that. You know what I'm saying? But as far as this internet goes, all of the other things is further abusing the child. And that's all I'm gonna say is that all of these things are further abusing the child. All right. So we don't want to be the ones that's further abusing that child. Any day she could go on the internet and she could see a video about their mom, her little son. They have a son. We seen the son on the live, right? The son came by on the live, right? Salute to the son and the children, right? We saw the son come by, right? She has a son. He may be a little bit younger now, right? Okay. How old is he? I don't know, right? He looked like a little height. So he's probably, let's say he's 9, 10. Let's say he's 9 or 10. Let's say he's like 9 or 10, right? Let's just say. Because he got a little height to him. Some kids are tall, so he's probably like 7 for all I know, but I don't know. Right? Let's say he's 10, right? Let's say he's a 10-year-old kid. And all of this is happening now, like even because people are making videos now, wilding on the child, all that, wilding on her, wilding. Okay? So imagine, this is right now, 2021. let's say the kid is, let's say the son I'm talking about is like 9, 10. Let's say 10, right? Let's say he's 10 years old. All right, let's say 3 years from now, right? 3 years from now, not a long time, just 3 years. 3 years from now, the videos are still up. And let's say he's older now. Because remember, his mom has a YouTube channel and she's a YouTuber and she talks about sobriety and all these things. And her name is Misunderstood. So he knows that because he's a little older kid and he's 13 or something now. And he watches other things on YouTube now. So now he Googles his mom, her name, Misunderstood, whatever name she goes by, her name, who knows what he Googles. He Googles her name, right? And then when he Googles her name, he finds your video. How do you feel? Do you say, is his mom fault? Fuck, blame your mother. I'll be tired, so don't worry about me. But do you say, blame your mother? Do you say blame your mother? Do you say blame your mom? Do you? It's crazy. Like I said, man, my heart goes out to, the child, number one. And the adults are adults. They need to figure it out and be adults. How about that? Period. I think both adults are wrong. Both Suge and Misunderstood. That's my point. Period. So I'm not siding with none of these sides. Not. I'm not. I'm not. Misunderstood. Need to back off the internet too still. Because all of this shit further, I get it. Sometimes we dealing with shit and it's hard to be seeing your name and your name swirl on the internet. And you need to bust a shot back sometimes. I get it. A proverbial, a vocal shot. Not no other kind of shot. Back sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I get it. You want to say your part. But at the end of the day, all of the stress just comes back to hurt you, which comes back to hurt the children. If you fall back into a bad place, which I or no one here in the community would want you to fall back into, you know what I'm saying? That'd be very sad for us, you know what I'm saying? For everybody, you know what I'm saying? That's pushing for people like you to stay on your journey and stay what you're doing. People like me too. I don't drink liquor. So I'm on a journey too, you know what I'm saying? And people pushing for me to not drink. So, you know what I'm saying? I might not talk about it every day, but I'm on that journey. You know what I mean? But yeah, I get you, man. I get you, man. I get y'all, man. It's real. It's real. It's most definitely real. Regardless if it's a lie or it's the truth, what we do know is that a child is involved. So we just need to be very, very careful. Okay? A child is still involved, and none of us are here in the situation. So we don't know. But what we do know is that she expressed that she did not call him a pedophile. Her story has remained the same since whatever date that she said she started telling it, and that other parties or peoples involved or wasn't involved, other parties or peoples are the parties or peoples that put that label on that, which initially is doing this right now, however that goes. I don't know if that was happening from Ben because the other parties had did that from then or something. But I know as of recent, Sinetta is guilty of that for a fact. Sinetta did that for a fact. 10 toes too, right? 10 toes too. But Sinetta, he also used it to weaponize it against other people. He weaponized it against another woman. He did a lot of different things like that. So that was kind of like, I don't know. See what I'm saying? Like, should be real. 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 So I don't know, man. I don't know. Everybody gonna have their opinion. You know what I'm saying? It seems like Suge really cared about them though. You know what I mean? He seemed a little scorned sometimes, like he hurt. Seemed like he really cared. Seemed like he really cared, genuinely cared about the kids too. But then I can't say he really did. If he then, after everything goes wrong, this is where it flips. See, I got to get both sides of my mind. Because, see, that's why I got to end this stream soon. Because my mind going to keep flipping. I got both sides of my mind. My mind is crazy. Sometimes I flip. I snap. So I say things. I don't know. But then the side flips. You know what I mean? Because there's both sides to that. Trying to figure it out. But I do know that, you know, you love the kids, but then when you get mad, you're going to put the kids' faces on an adult body? If I love you or if I care about you and we get mad at each other and all that, like, I'm not going to say I'm going to beat you. I'm going to do something to your kids or something because I'm not. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's fuck you. It's fuck me. Fuck you. It's going to be all that. Fuck out of here. It might be like that. Sometimes it gets like that. You know how it be. But the children, though, you're going to do something to my kids or you're bugging. You're bugging. So there's no way a person can say they loved my kids at all if they say they're going to do something to my kids at all. Period. And if you ain't love my kids, there's no way a person can say that. And then even if you came to me and whatever, and then you came to me, you're trying to fucking kill me. It still don't make it right that I talked and did something about your kids. It still don't make it right. Even if you was trying to kill me. And if I went at your kids, that shit would be 100% wrong. Period, point blank. You see what I'm saying? So do I think Suge need to move on? Yeah. Do I think he should make an apology to the kids? Yes. Stop making content about misunderstood? Yes. Apologize to the kids for anything you said, some shit like that to in their face on a picture, some shit. Apologize for that shit, brother. Fuck that. Because you know that if that was your kids, you'd have been spinning some blocks on some niggas. Facts, bro. Facts. You know you'd have been spinning blocks. You'd have been spinning blocks, Shug. Come on. Come on, son. I don't care what adults do, especially adults in a relationship. I don't care about that shit. People do weird shit when they're in relationships and when they fucking. Period. I don't give a fuck. Miss me with it. I don't be doing that. I don't be doing this shit. I don't be doing that now. I seen some one Jamaican guy one day. We in a place. They like, yo, Jamaican people always be talking about, yo, the Jamaican got mad. It was a comedy show though, but it's real shit. Look, he said, yo, Jamaican people always going like, yo, me not do this show. Me not do this with gal and all type of stuff. Then he said the Jamaican be like, yo, don't tell nobody this and that. The Jamaican man in the place got so mad he wanted to fight and argue. But the whole point was people tend to do things or feel things in the dark that they don't want to claim. So I do agree with that. So I understand that point. Okay? So do I feel, me personally, Shug, apologize to the kids because I feel you genuinely did have love for the kids. But you can't genuinely have love for the kids if you're doing things past that day and saying things about anything about the kids, even though you feel you wrong. And I heard him say that, like, yo, he felt wrong, so he said that or he did that. So I get him. I feel you, brother, but I can't feel you because I wouldn't do that. So I can't say I feel you, but I do understand what your plight is or your mindset is. I do get that. I do. But at the end of the day, these are still kids, and you got to understand if it's your children, you wouldn't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to take it into context like that. And to love one kid is to love everybody. You got to love all children. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? What adults do. She said shit about you. You said shit about her. You know what I'm saying? She done did all types of shit. You done did all types of shit. Whatever. Y'all adults. Y'all grown. Y'all grown. And y'all was fucking at the time. The fuck? We not doing that. We not getting in the middle of that part. What you talking about? We not doing that. But the children, that's what we can deal with. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want the young boy growing up and, you know what I mean? Watching some of these corny ass videos y'all making. for some stupid shit, just for some views, and half of them shits only got like fucking couple views or some stupid shit. Probably that shit don't make no sense, man. Leave that shit alone. Leave that shit alone. That shit ain't worth it. Trust me, it's not worth it. You know what I mean? We gotta be coming together and putting our minds together. This may be a video that may be my most disliked video. I don't have disliked videos. I don't. But my thesis or my thought is based on my conversations with her on and off line. I've had phone calls with her and spoke with her multiple times. I had multiple conversations on live multiple times. So I'm not talking because I'm talking. I'm talking because this is what I feel. And this is not what I feel. This is my feelings based upon how she feels. So I can't feel no different than how she feels, even though I could feel. But she's the one that really knows the situation. So if she really knows the situation and she won't label a situation something because she knows the difference in between some situations, then how can I do that? Is my question to y'all. That is my question to y'all. This is why I'm here this whole time asking y'all. That's my question. How? How? I got to make that make sense to me. Make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? I got to make that one make sense. But you know, I think that they called Suge a pedophile just to recently. As I don't know about the old videos if they was calling them that back then. So I wasn't watching that then. And someone told me like, "Oh, those videos are gone. That's how come you don't know about these things." I was like, "Oh, okay. I don't know." So you can't say like I jumped on something to talk about it or some dumb shit. Like I really didn't know. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I think she mentioned that she did mention that she went to the police a couple of times. Cause QI on another stream is when she left this stream. She actually left it and ran off of it. And she said that she was getting kind of anxious at the time. QI, the critical thinker, QI film media and art. She was talking to her and she asked her, like, did you go to the police? And she got a little bothered by the question. Then she did answer it and said, I had the police have been there like 3 times, up to 3 times. So I don't know what's the validity of that or if it's true or not, but she did mention that. She did say she went to the police about 3 times. So she said she did. She said she did go about doing that. Did she? I don't know. But she did say that. She said the police get to her house 2 to 3 times. I think she said it just like that. 2 to 3 times or 2 to 3 times or 3 times. Yeah. So I don't know. Most definitely do not know. I don't know, but I do know. Subscribe to Community. Subscribe to One Community. Subscribe to the backups page, One Community 2, TWO. Salute to everybody, man, supporting the community, hitting the Cash App. Salute to all of y'all. You know what I mean? It took me about 2 years to even put it up. I've been creating overlays and everything for everybody. All the work that I do for everyone is for free. So I most definitely salute to y'all contributing to the community because it all goes forward to doing something positive. So most definitely I appreciate y'all. Appreciate all my people all around the world that's, chiming in, showing love. I am gonna be doing, a separate stream on, probably one of these days, just bigging up a lot of the people that's just been supporting the channel, and just give you a little highlight. You know what I mean? Because I do appreciate everything everybody do, and one community is an expression of that appreciation. Us all building, talking, all of us lifting our voices. Everybody can speak their mind. I back myself out of streams. Y'all speak, y'all talk. I chop that shit up, put y'all up there by yourself on the stream for a couple minutes, however you want me to, like, whatever we want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we're breakthroughs. We're making breakthroughs. We're breaking a lot of chains and stigmas on the internet, just by being a place of love, just by being a place that we can converse and talk about different topics. And sometimes it get testy a little bit, but we're passionate people, so I do get that. I do get that. And I always want to be on the side of right. And to anybody viewing this video, I hope that you understand that I'm making this video because I do feel that this video is on the side of right. And like any other stream that I make, so, it's not a point of disliking. I'm not taking away nothing that happened to a child. My heart only goes out with a child. So I say that y'all got to think about the videos y'all make even now, because even if you don't believe that the child was hurt then, you're a part of hurting the child now. So you got to listen to major parts in this stream. The child is being hurt still by people making videos wilding on the child and going crazy on the mom. Sometimes, even if we feel that the mom is acting crazy, do we blame us or do we blame the mom then? The fuck? If I'm making streams wilding and the daughter seeing that, the fuck? So what? If the mom's wilding, then the mom's wilding. Why do I got to be a part of her wilding? You see what I'm saying? So we got to think about that. Her son is growing up. He could grow up and see your video 3 years from now. So I don't know how old he is. He's probably 7 for all I know. But you know what I'm saying? He was a little tall. So I'm not saying, I doubt he's like 10 though. He's probably like 7, like 9, 8 or something probably. I don't know. But I'm just saying, a couple years from now. So I'm just giving him like a 10 because it's a round number, because like 3 years from 10 will be 13. And I know my son's 13. He's 14 now because he just turned 14 in August. But I know at 13 years old, they online on YouTube and, you know what I mean, playing game and all type of stuff like that. So I understand that is why I'm saying like around that age period, so yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, man, I just hope that this situation is able to be fixed in some shape, form, or fashion. I just hope that it gets offline at least. At least please just get offline. You know what I mean? I think any conversation, anything that need to happen need to get offline. Regardless of how Suge feels about her and she feels about Suge. I think that Suge should still apologize to the children, even if he's not even feel like he's at that place in himself where he feel like he wants to apologize to Nicole about anything. I think that he should apologize to the children because he feel like it seems like he had a genuine relationship with the children. But like I also told him, you can't have genuine relationship with children, then say that you're gonna put their heads on their bodies and shit like that. That's just a one scale, and there's other shit probably being done too as well. So if you really care about the children, don't do nothing to hurt the children. And if you did say or do something to hurt the children in any way, like if you're talking about the heads on the body shit, apologize for whatever you did wrong in any way and move forward with your shit because you a good content creator and misunderstood. I think that you should, like you say, like I said, say what you saying on your one time and just done. And don't make no more videos at Suge. This is what I told him when I was on the phone. I told her this. Just whatever you say and done. And every time someone makes a video, don't respond. Every person that does a video on you, you don't have to respond on that. That's things that's too much. And it's working up anxieties and too much shit. It's too much. And you trying to deal with being sober and sobriety. It's too much on your mind. It's too much in your brain. It's too much. Sometimes we got to take the YouTube off or just go to positive channels or take away certain subscriptions from that other pages that you know you're going up or something. Start helping to get that shit out of here. Watch channels that you know is good, that you want to watch, shit like that. Just don't watch none of them people that's talking about you and all that shit. You don't want to see that screenshot, all that shit. Try to get that shit out. Don't suggest none others. You could write others, like press the settings on videos. Never show me this shit like this again. All that. What are you talking about? YouTube help you. YouTube will help you. So most definitely, subscribe to One Community, man. One Community and One Community 2 to back up